Today, I stand before you not as a legend, not as a symbol of success. I stand before you as a man who's been through pain, doubts, and failures. And I know one thing for sure: if you want to change your life, if you want to truly live, you need to get up. Get up and start doing what you love. These are not just words. This is not some inspirational speech. This is the truth that saved me. When I first started, I wasn't the most gifted. Hell, I was cut from my high school basketball team. Can you imagine that? They told me I wasn't good enough, that I didn't belong. But that's when I learned one of the most powerful lessons of my life. Talent isn't what separates the great from the good. It's the fire inside you, the relentless will to get back up every time life knocks you down. The struggle, the fight, the demons inside your head, they're all part of the process. You'll face moments when you want to quit, when it feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. I've been there. There were times I thought about walking away, but I knew that if I did, I would be walking away from my own purpose, from the thing that fueled me, that kept me alive. I'm not just talking about basketball. I'm talking about life. No matter what your dream is, no matter how many times you fall, it's about getting up and going after it with everything you've got. I know it's hard. The road gets tough. There are days when you'll feel like you're carrying a weight you can't bear. But that's when you dig deeper. When everyone else is ready to throw in the towel, you stand up and you show the world what you're made of. It's not about the applause, it's about the fight. It's not about how many points you scored. It's about how many times you can get back up after you've been knocked down. It's about discipline, sacrifice, and belief in yourself, even when nobody else does. I tell you this because I've lived it. I've failed more times than I can count, but I also learned more from those failures than from all my successes combined. I wasn't born with everything, but what I had was a burning desire to be the best, and that's what pushed me forward. So what do you do now? You get up. You don't wait for the perfect moment. You don't wait for the world to hand you success. You create it yourself, because the only person who can save you, the only person who can turn your life around is you. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the stars to align. Get up and do what you love right now. The only time that matters is the time you have now. Don't let it slip away. Now, I'm going to tell you something that might sting a little, but it's the truth. The world will try to break you. Life will throw everything at you. Setbacks, failures, criticism, disappointment. People will doubt you. They will tell you that you're not good enough. And they might even be right if you listen to them. But here's the catch. The only voice that matters is your own. When I first started playing in the NBA, I had to face giants, not just on the court, but in my own head. Every game was a battle, not just against my opponent, but against my own fears. Every time I missed a shot, every time I failed, it felt like I was failing the world, failing myself. I started to question if I was good enough to be there, but I didn't quit. I fought. Because that's what you do when the world tries to tear you down. You fight back, you rise, and you show them who you are. You remind yourself that failure is not the end. Failure is just the beginning of something greater. It's not a reflection of who you are, but a stepping stone to becoming who you are meant to be. I remember being in the locker room after losing a crucial game, tears in my eyes, knowing that I had given it my all, but it wasn't enough. It was in those moments of pain that I realized something. You have to embrace the pain. Pain is a teacher. It's the one thing that pushes you to grow, to become stronger, to evolve. You can't escape it. You can't hide from the struggle. You have to face it head on. It will test you, break you, and make you question everything you've worked for. But in the end, it will make you stronger than you ever thought possible. The demons you face, the doubts that plague you, they're not your enemy. They are your allies, pushing you to go further than you ever believed you could go. The pain, the sacrifices, the sleepless nights, the mistakes, they are the fuel that will drive you to greatness. I didn't make it to the top by avoiding the fight. I made it because I stepped into the ring every single time and I never stayed down. So when life gets hard, when everything seems stacked against you, remember this. The battle is won in your mind first. You must believe that you are worthy of success, that you have the strength to push through the pain, that no obstacle is too big for you to overcome. I'm telling you, life is going to test you. It's not going to be easy. You will fall, you will fail, but you have to understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Failure is the price you pay to succeed. Every time you fall, every time you hit the ground, it's a chance to get back up stronger than before. When I think about my career, I think about the countless hours I spent in the gym, not the highlight reels, not the game-winning shots. I think about the hours when nobody was watching. It was in those moments of solitude that I truly became who I am. I wasn't born with the ability to soar through the air. I didn't come out of the womb dunking on people, but every single day I worked, every single day I put in the hours that nobody saw. Those early mornings, the late nights, the sweat, the tears, those are the moments that made me who I am today. The truth is, nobody is going to do it for you. No one is going to hand you success. You have to go out and earn it. And let me tell you this, it's going to be hard, but it's supposed to be. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. The road to greatness is never a straight line. There will be detours, obstacles, and moments when you feel like giving up. But in those moments, you have a choice. You can quit or you can keep going. I know what it feels like to want to give up. I know the feeling of wanting to walk away. But every time I thought about quitting, I reminded myself, this is the moment that separates me from everyone else. This is where I make my decision. Am I going to be the person who gives up, or am I going to be the person who keeps going no matter what? The choice is always yours. And let me tell you, if you choose to keep going, if you choose to fight for what you love, then nothing can stop you. The world may throw obstacles at you, but your heart and your will are unbreakable. I want you to understand this. When you fight for something you love, the struggle becomes worth it. The sacrifices you make, the late nights, the moments of doubt, they all become part of your story. They are the chapters of your life that shape you into the person you're destined to become. So when you feel like you can't go on, remember, your dream is worth the fight. Now, I want to leave you with this. The greatest victory is not the one you achieve on the court, the field, or in front of millions of fans. The greatest victory is the one you achieve in your own heart. The victory of getting up again and again, no matter how many times you've been knocked down. The victory of choosing to live the life you want, no matter the odds. What I've learned over the years is simple. You can't be afraid to fail. Failure isn't a mark against you, it's a mark of your courage. The people who never fail are the ones who never try. And if you're sitting there wondering whether it's too late, wondering if you've wasted too much time, I'm here to tell you it's never too late. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how many times you failed before. What matters is what you do today. Today is the day you take control of your life. Today is the day you decide that you're not going to settle for anything less than your best. Today is the day you stop doubting yourself and start believing in your own power. I've been in situations where everything seemed impossible. I've been told I wouldn't make it. I've been laughed at, doubted, rejected, but none of that matters. What matters is that I kept going, and I want you to do the same. I want you to look at the challenges in front of you and know that you have what it takes to overcome them, because you do. I don't care how big the mountain is. I don't care how deep the valley is. If you're willing to climb, if you're willing to fight, there is no limit to what you can achieve. So here's what I'm telling you today. Get up, do what you love. Do it with everything you have. Don't wait for the right moment. Don't wait for someone to tell you it's your time. Make your time. Make the world notice you. Because if you're doing what you love, you are already winning. The journey won't be easy, but nothing worth having ever is. The pain will pass, the scars will fade, but the strength you build will last forever. You will look back one day and you will be proud of how far you've come, and you will know deep in your heart that the fight was worth it. You got one life. Make it count. You are stronger than you think. Keep fighting. Today, I'm going to tell you something that's hard to hear, but it's the truth. The truth about the grind, about the pain, about the sweat and tears that come with chasing your dream. But also it's the truth about how to never back down, never let doubt take hold, and how to believe in yourself when nobody else does. The first time I stepped on the court, I didn't know what the future held. But I knew one thing: I wasn't going to back down. I wasn't going to let anyone tell me I couldn't do it. You see, life doesn't just hand you success. It doesn't roll out the red carpet for you. You've got to fight for it. You've got to earn it. I've had setbacks, I've had failures, I've been knocked down more times than I can count, but I didn't stay down. I didn't let those moments define me. I took them, I learned from them, and I came back stronger. And here's the key: no one else can believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. The doubt, the fear, the uncertainty, that's your enemy. But you're stronger than it. The way to beat it: you look in the mirror and you make a decision, I am enough, I will fight, I will not quit. You know, when you're out there fighting for your dream, there are gonna be days that feel impossible. Days when you're tired, worn out, and questioning if you even have the strength to go on. That's part of it, that's part of the journey. I remember so many times in my career when I was just exhausted. I felt like I was running on fumes, like I had nothing left to give, but I pushed. I pushed because I knew that if I stopped, if I gave in, it would all be for nothing. Every hour spent not chasing that dream, every second of doubt was a second I couldn't get back. And that's the battle, isn't it? Not the game, not the championship, it's the battle within. The fight to keep going when you don't have the energy, the fight to stay focused when everything in you screams to give up, the fight to believe in yourself when it feels like the world is against you. I can't tell you how many times I had to face that fight. It wasn't just on the court. It was when I was training late at night, when I was in the gym alone, when no one else was watching. It was those moments that built me. It's those moments that define you. And here's the thing, you can't wait for the world to believe in you. You can't wait for people to say, you've got this. You have to believe in yourself first. You have to make that decision deep within yourself, that no matter how hard it gets, no matter how much pain you feel, you will not stop. You will not back down. If you've been knocked down, if you've faced failure, if you've been broken, then you've already started the journey. Now it's up to you to keep going. It's up to you to rise when it feels like there's no way up. And let me tell you, there's always a way up. There's always a way forward. As long as you refuse to quit. It's in the struggle that we grow. It's in the hardest moments that you find out who you truly are. And that's where the real victory lies. Not in the trophies, not in the applause, but in the person you become when you push through the hardest of times. Now, I need you to hear this, and I need you to hear it clearly. The world is going to throw all kinds of distractions your way. There will always be people who tell you that you can't, that you shouldn't, that your dream is too big, too wild. They'll try to drag you down to their level to make you doubt yourself. But the one thing I've learned over the years is that you can't listen to the noise of doubt, of judgment, of people who haven't walked in your shoes. That noise is designed to distract you, is designed to make you question everything you're working for. But here's the secret. You have to get so locked into your vision that nothing, no amount of negativity, no outside voices can shake you. When I was on the court, it wasn't the crowd, the pressure, or the opponent that mattered. It was my mind, my ability to stay focused, to tune everything else out, and to believe in my skill, my training, and myself. You see, everyone has a vision for you. They'll tell you who you should be, how you should act, and what's realistic for you to achieve. But at the end of the day, your dream is yours, not theirs. It's up to you to define it, to chase it, and to own it. So the next time someone tells you that you can't make it, that you'll never be enough, let them talk. You just keep moving, you keep proving them wrong. Every time you keep pushing when they think you'll fall, you take one more step closer to the greatness you've been working toward. And trust me, there's nothing more powerful than silence. The silence that comes when you've worked so hard, when you've fought so many battles, and when you've reached a place that no one thought you could. That's the silence of victory. Don't let the noise drown out your dream. Don't let the doubts creep in. When you're on your path, stay on it. Don't look to the left or the right. You've got to keep your eyes fixed on the prize, no matter what. Here's the thing that most people don't understand. The moment you truly believe in yourself, everything starts to change. I'm not talking about a casual belief, not some hope it works out kind of belief. I'm talking about absolute, unshakable belief, the kind that drives you when everything feels impossible. When I stepped into the game, I knew my skills, I didn't doubt them. And even when I missed the shot, when I got knocked down, I never lost faith in the work I had put in. That belief, that conviction, is what kept me going. And listen closely, it wasn't always easy. Sometimes I felt like I was working in the dark, like I was pushing forward without any sign of progress. But I knew something others didn't. I knew that if I kept putting in the work, if I kept believing when everyone else had their doubts, the results would come. Belief isn't just about feeling good about yourself. It's about trusting your own power, your own potential, when no one else is there to back you up. It's about knowing deep in your soul that no matter how many setbacks you face, no matter how many people tell you that you can't do it, you will because you believe. That belief becomes your shield, your armor. This is what keeps you going in the toughest times. And once you've built that belief, once it's rooted in every fiber of your being, nothing can stop you. Not the critics, not the failures, not the struggles. I'm telling you this because I've seen it, I've lived it. When you believe in yourself, when you refuse to listen to the voices telling you to quit, something extraordinary happens. You become unstoppable. You become the person who doesn't give up when everyone else does. The battles are real. The struggles are real. But belief is what makes the impossible possible. And when you have that belief, you start seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. You start seeing solutions instead of problems. That's the power of belief. That's the power of knowing that you can make it. Now, we're coming to the most crucial part of this journey, never backing down. This is where most people break. They reach a wall, a point where they've given everything they've got, and it feels like there's nothing left to give. But here's what you need to know. The greatest victories come when you refuse to back down. The truth is, everyone wants success. Everyone wants the glory, the championships, the recognition, but very few are willing to pay the price. Success isn't something that's handed to you. It's earned through hard work, sacrifice, and yes, a lot of pain, but it's also earned through stubbornness, the refusal to quit when everything in you says to stop. I've been in that place where every muscle in your body is screaming, you're done, you can't keep going. I've been there on the court, exhausted, and I could feel my body shutting down, but I made a choice. I decided that I wasn't gonna let that pain control me. I wasn't gonna let the struggle define my future. I pushed through. I found a strength I didn't know I had, and that's the point, isn't it? You find your true strength when you push past your limits. You find out who you really are when you go beyond what you thought was possible. And here's the truth, it's never going to be easy. The road will get tougher. There will be moments when you feel completely alone. But this is where you need to dig deep. This is where you need to keep your eyes on the prize and remember why you started in the first place. If you're going to chase greatness, you have to decide that giving up isn't an option. You have to decide that no matter what happens, no matter how hard it gets, you will never back down, not from the challenges, not from the doubts, and not from the pain. You keep moving forward, and with every step, you get closer to your dream. The hardest part is staying the course when the world tells you it's too late. The hardest part is standing tall when everyone around you is falling. But I'm here to tell you that's when it matters most. That's when you show who you really are. And when you've climbed that mountain, when you've crossed that finish line, you will stand there knowing that you never gave up, that you never backed down. That's the victory that no one can ever take away from you. That's the victory that lasts. Believe in yourself, never back down, and achieve your dream. Stop beating yourself up. Right now, stop. The world has a funny way of making you think you're failing, that you're behind, that everyone else has it together while you're stuck in the mud. But I'm here to tell you, nobody has it figured out. I've been there. I've made mistakes, missed shots, failed in front of millions of people. But you know what? I never let it break me. I used it. You're gonna mess up, you're gonna make mistakes, and guess what? So does everyone else. There's no such thing as a perfect player, a perfect person, a perfect life. We're all learning, we're all failing, we're all struggling, but that's how you get better. That's how you grow. The key to success isn't being perfect, it's how you respond to your failures. So stop hating yourself, stop thinking you're not good enough, stop blaming yourself for things you can't control. Instead, put in the work, give it your all, and trust that the results will come. Don't get stuck in your own head. Don't trap yourself in a cycle of self-doubt and hate, because that's not going to get you anywhere. You're not behind, you're not failing, you're exactly where you need to be to make that next step. The only thing holding you back is your own mind telling you that you're not good enough. So I want you to hear me when I say this. Keep going, keep working, and most importantly, keep loving yourself through it. The road to success is not smooth, it's not easy, and it sure as hell is not perfect. But as long as you're trying, you're on the right path. Let's get one thing straight. No one has the perfect answer. No one has figured it all out. We're all just figuring it out as we go. When I was playing, I didn't have all the answers. Hell, there were times I felt like I had no clue what I was doing. But here's what I knew for sure. I wasn't going to quit. Mistakes, they're part of the game. No one, not one single person has been great without going through failure, without getting knocked down. The greatest athletes, the greatest minds, the greatest leaders, they don't succeed because they're perfect. They succeed because they keep moving forward despite their imperfections. Here's where we go wrong. We think success is a straight line. We think if we mess up, we're done. But that's the biggest lie you can tell yourself. You see, every successful person you look up to, they've made mistakes, they've fallen flat. But what they did differently is they didn't quit. They didn't listen to that voice telling them they were failures. They kept pushing. I want you to remember this. Perfection doesn't exist. You're not going to be perfect. No one is. And that's okay. You're supposed to make mistakes. You're supposed to fail. But as long as you're willing to learn, to grow, to push through the setbacks, you're doing it right. Here's the most important lesson I can share. Don't hate yourself for not being perfect. Don't punish yourself for every failure. Instead, embrace it. Embrace your mistakes. Understand that they're part of the process. Every time you fail, you learn. Every time you fall, you rise stronger. So stop chasing perfection, chase growth, chase effort, chase consistency, and most of all, chase the courage to keep going. You see, the real game is mental. It's not about physical skills. It's about what's going on between your ears. Your mindset is what's going to make or break you. Because no matter how many times you fail, the only thing that's going to determine your future is your ability to get back up. But here's the truth. You got to stop overthinking. That's where most people mess up. They get stuck in their own heads, analyzing every mistake, doubting every move, questioning every decision. And by the time they've thought about it long enough, they're paralyzed. They've talked themselves out of taking the next step. Stop. Don't overthink it. You don't need to have it all figured out right now. You don't need to know exactly how you're going to get there. You just need to take the first step, then the next, and the next, one step at a time. The more you dwell on your mistakes, the more you'll get trapped in your own mind. But the more you learn to accept your mistakes, the more you'll realize that they don't define you. They're just the stepping stones to your success. And I'm telling you this from experience. You're not defined by what you did wrong. You're defined by how you rise after you fall. Everyone falls, everyone stumbles. But what separates the greats from the average is what happens after the fall. Do you quit, or do you get back up, brush yourself off, and go again? The world isn't going to give you the answers. It's not going to tell you how to succeed, but it will show you over and over how to fight. It will show you how to keep going, how to learn, how to rise above. And the secret is, you have to do it yourself. So don't let the setbacks or the failures define you. Don't let them steal your power. You control your future. And that starts with how you react to the challenges you face. You are enough. Right now, in this moment, as you are, the key to living better is realizing that you don't need to be perfect and you don't need to be anyone else. You don't need to compare yourself to the person next to you or to the person on social media or to the people you look up to. You just need to be the best version of you. You see, we spend so much time hating ourselves for not being perfect, for not achieving everything we think we should by now, but that's not the way forward. The way forward is acceptance. Acceptance of who you are, where you are, and the journey you're on. Let go of the weight you carry, the weight of expectation, the weight of self-doubt, the weight of perfectionism, because none of that is serving you. You're already doing better than you think. Every time you show up, every time you try, every time you push through, you're moving forward. It's not about the end result. It's about the effort, the heart, and the consistency. Every little step you take is a victory in itself. You will not always get it right. You will not always succeed the first time, the second time, or even the third time. But as long as you are showing up, as long as you are giving it your best, you are winning. You are winning every day, and you just don't realize it. So stop being so hard on yourself. Start treating yourself with kindness. Start understanding that it's okay to fail. It's okay to mess up. It's okay to be human. The only thing that matters is your willingness to get up and try again. The moment you stop hating yourself for not being perfect is the moment you start living better. And remember, nobody has it all figured out. We're all learning, we're all growing. But if you keep pushing forward, if you keep showing up, if you keep trying, success will find you. It's not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about the drive to keep going even when things don't go as planned. Because in the end, that's what separates the winners from the quitters. So get up, get moving, don't wait for the perfect moment. Because the perfect moment is right now. They remember the championships, the rings, the game winners, but they forget the misses, they forget the pain, they forget the nights I sat alone in silence, replaying the shots that didn't fall, the games that slipped away, the moments that haunted me. I missed more than 9,000 shots in my career, lost almost 300 games, 26 times, I was trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. You think that doesn't stay with you. You think it doesn't burn. It does, it always does. But here's the thing, you can't live there. You can't keep punishing yourself for being human, because that's what you are. That's what we all are. When I was young, I thought perfection was the goal. I thought greatness meant never failing, never breaking, never showing weakness. But life will teach you otherwise. Life will humble you. It'll hand you lessons disguised as losses. And if you don't learn to forgive yourself, you'll never move forward. You'll get stuck in that replay loop, the moment you fell short, the word you said wrong, the chance you wasted. You'll keep carrying that weight, and one day it'll crush you. I had to learn that forgiveness isn't weakness, it's power. Because when you forgive yourself, you stop giving your past the power to define your future. You free yourself to grow again. There were nights I couldn't sleep, thinking about a missed shot, days when I couldn't stand to watch the replay, but every time I walked back into the gym, every time I picked up that ball again, that was forgiveness. That was me saying, yeah, I failed, but I'm not done. You can't rewrite the past, but you can control what happens next. You can take that same pain that once broke you and turn it into fuel. That's what greatness really is. Not the absence of mistakes, but the courage to rise after them. So if you've fallen, if you failed, if you've disappointed yourself, good. That means you're trying, that means you're in the game. Don't hide from it, don't drown in guilt. Look it in the eye, accept it, and move forward. Forgive yourself, not because you deserve an excuse, but because you deserve another chance. Every mistake I ever made taught me something the wins never could. You learn a lot from success, but you grow from failure. Failure strips away the illusion that you're untouchable. It forces you to face yourself, your limits, your habits, your mindset. And if you're honest enough, if you're humble enough, that's where real transformation begins. You can't evolve while pretending you're perfect. You can't move forward if you're still chained to what went wrong yesterday. I've seen players destroy themselves, not because they weren't good enough, but because they couldn't let go. They replayed every bad moment like a broken record until it became their identity. You are not your mistakes. You are what you choose to do after them. When I missed that shot, I didn't just lose a game, I lost a piece of my pride. But that loss gave me something better, perspective. It reminded me that even the best fall short, even the strongest stumble. What matters is whether you stay there or rise again. So many people live trapped inside their guilt. They treat every failure like a sentence, not a lesson. They apologize to the world for not being perfect when the only person they need to make peace with is themselves. Listen to me, forgiving yourself doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you lower your standards. It means you stop letting the past own your future. You can't carry regret and growth in the same hands. You have to drop one to hold the other. When I fell short, I learned to ask one question: what now? Not why me, not what if, but what now? Because the moment you shift from regret to responsibility, that's when you take your power back. The shot you missed, it's gone. The mistake you made, it's done. The only thing left is the lesson and what you build with it. So forgive yourself, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Because if you don't, you'll spend your life chasing ghosts instead of chasing greatness. There's a peace that comes when you finally stop punishing yourself, a quiet strength that replaces the noise of guilt. You wake up one day and realize the world didn't end because you failed. You're still here. You still have a shot to make it right. That's when you understand forgiving yourself isn't about forgetting what happened. It's about learning to live with it and letting it make you stronger instead of bitter. I've missed more shots than I can count. I've lost games I should have won. I've made mistakes as a player, as a man, as a human being, but every one of those moments carved something into me. They didn't weaken me, they refined me. You see, perfection is fragile. It breaks under pressure. But forgiveness is flexible. It bends, it survives. It gives you room to breathe, to grow, to keep going when perfection would have already shattered. When you forgive yourself, you stop fearing the next mistake. You stop hesitating. You play free, you live free, because once you've accepted that failure is part of the process, you stop wasting energy hiding from it. You start using it. That's what confidence really is. Not arrogance, not pretending you're flawless, but knowing that even if you fall, you'll rise again. That's real strength, that's real resilience. People always ask me, how do you stay calm under pressure? How do you keep believing after failure? The answer is simple. I already made peace with my past. I already forgave myself, so the fear can't control me anymore. You want to know what separates winners from everyone else? It's not that they never fall, it's that they refuse to stay down. They don't let shame become their story. They let it become their spark. Life will test you, it will break you, it will remind you of every flaw, every weakness, every bad decision. But remember this, you're not defined by the fall, you're defined by the comeback. So if you're carrying regret, if you're holding on to the past, let it go. Forgive yourself, not to erase what happened, but to reclaim your power to move forward. Because the moment you forgive yourself, you stop being your own opponent, you become your own ally. And that's when greatness truly begins. You see the rings, you see the championships, you see the statue, the signature shoes, the champagne in the locker room. You see the man who couldn't be stopped. Let me tell you what you don't see. You don't see the air-conditioned gymnasium at 3:30 a.m. when every other soul in Chicago was asleep. You don't see the sweat soaking through 5 different jerseys, the sound of the ball, the only sound in the world. You don't see the losses that tasted like ash, the defeats that made me want to burn the whole stadium down. You don't see the coach telling me, Michael, your defense is lazy. You'll never be an all-around player. Everyone wants to talk about talent, God-given talent, they call it. That's a word the weak use to excuse their own laziness. Talent is the spark, but the fire, the inferno that burns down every obstacle and lights up the whole arena, that is built on something far more brutal and durable than a gift. It's built on a singular, cold, hard truth that I live every single day. You are stronger than you think you are. Not maybe, not potentially, you are. But you have to be willing to bleed the doubt out to find it. I missed over 9,000 shots in my career. I lost almost 300 games. 26 times I was trusted to take the game-winning shot, and I missed. You ever wonder what that kind of failure does to your head? It can break you, shatter your confidence into a million pieces. Or you can look at the scoreboard, look at the clock, and realize I still have the next possession. The failure isn't the miss, the failure is the hesitation. The moment you choose to believe the doubt over the mission. The world will tell you no, your own tired body will scream stop. But the champion finds a way to answer, watch me. Let's talk about the wall. Every single one of you has one. Maybe it's the market collapsing, maybe it's the stack of debt, or maybe it's just the raw, paralyzing fatigue after 3 straight months of grinding for a dream nobody else even believes in. That wall is where most people turn around. They tap out, they say, this is where my limits are. But I never believed in limits. I only believed in plateaus, and a plateau is just a temporary parking spot. You use to refuel before you punch through the ceiling. When I got cut from a high school varsity team, that was a wall. They told me I wasn't big enough, not good enough. You think I cried? Maybe I did for 5 minutes. Then I went to the junior varsity court and I practiced with the venom. I practiced like the person who cut me was standing right there watching every jump shot. I weaponized the rejection. I took the pain they inflicted and used it as jet fuel. That's the difference between a competitor and a champion. The competitor uses pain as an excuse to stop. The champion uses pain as a ruler, a measurement of how much more they have to give. When your lungs are burning, when your muscles are screaming for you to quit, that's not a signal to stop. That's a signal that you are now entering the territory where the weak drop off. That burn is the filter that separates the great from the good. Most people quit 1 rep before the true growth starts. They stop 1 mile before the second wind hits. They stop 1 phone call before the deal is made. They don't realize that the power they're looking for isn't on the other side of comfort. It's buried deep beneath the layer of exhaustion they refuse to push past. You have reserves you don't even know exist. That doubt in your gut, that's just weakness leaving the body. People ask me about my practice routine. They want the specific drills, the number of shots. They're looking for the formula. But what they miss is the mentality. You walk into the gym and you have 2 choices. You could practice just going through the motions to get the time in, or you can hunt. I hunted perfection. Every drill, every rep, every minute was a championship moment. If I was shooting free throws and missed one, I wasn't just disappointed, I was pissed. That missed shot was the reason we lost a hypothetical game. I created that pressure because pressure is where you find out who you really are. You have to set a standard for yourself that is so high, the outside world can't even see it. Your standard should be your only competition. When you hear the media, the critics, the fans, they're all noise. The only voice that matters is the one that tells you you gave less than your absolute best on that play. And if you hear that voice, you go back, you do the work again and again and again. Look at the famous flu game. It wasn't about a virus, it was about a commitment. My body was telling me to lie down, to quit, to be reasonable. Every cell was in revolt. But my mind was focused on the one thing I could control, the next possession. That moment wasn't heroic because of the baskets. It was heroic because it was a choice. It was the moment I looked the pain in the eye and said, you can try to take me, but you won't take this game. That's the power I'm talking about. You have the ability to separate the spirit from the suffering. You have the will to impose your desire on reality. That deeper strength, the strength you didn't think you had. It doesn't appear when things are easy. It only unlocks when you're truly fundamentally broken down and you still decide to stand up. You are a war machine designed for combat. Stop treating yourself like a porcelain doll. Break yourself down, build yourself back up. Stronger. The ultimate truth is simple. The most dangerous opponent you will ever face is the image you have of yourself as weak. You have been conditioned by comfort, by participation trophies, by a society that tells you it's okay to quit when it gets hard. But greatness is not polite. Greatness is earned in the silence, in the darkness, when the cameras are off and the cheering has stopped. That's when you decide if you're going to keep driving that stake into the ground or if you're going to walk away. I retired, came back, I retired again. Why? Because the game, the constant test of self, was the only thing that felt real. My greatest fear wasn't losing. It was not maximizing the gift, not squeezing every single drop of possibility out of the machine I was given. You think I came back because I needed more money or more fame? No. I came back because I knew there was a level of effort I hadn't reached yet, a championship I hadn't fought for yet, a version of myself that was still locked inside the cage of my own self-doubt. So here's your final challenge. Stop looking for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect day, the perfect mentor, or the perfect moment. You have the fuel right now. You have the will. You have the resilience hardwired into your DNA. When that voice tells you you're tired, when it tells you you've done enough, when it tells you to settle, I want you to look at that voice and say, I am stronger than I think I am, and I'm about to prove it right now. The power is not external. It is not in the shoes, the clothes, or the endorsements. It is in the commitment to the grind, in the ferocious, relentless refusal to be average. When you step onto your court, the gym, the office, the studio, the battlefield of your life, I don't want you thinking about failure or success. I want you thinking about effort. Give me the effort. Give me the absolute unforgiving maximum. The results will take care of themselves. Go find that stronger self. Go find your fire. Listen to me closely because this is a message that can change everything for you. Life will hit you. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. There are times when everything you've worked for will come crashing down, when the world seems to turn against you, when you feel like you're being tested beyond what you can handle. But here's the truth. It's not about avoiding the hit. It's about how you respond when life knocks you down. I've been there. I've been knocked down, humiliated, doubted, and broken. I've missed game-winning shots. I've had my critics. I've had my failures. And let me tell you, I didn't have it easy. Nobody does. But here's what I learned through it all. When life hits, you have two choices. You can stay down or you can get up. And when you get up, you show life that you're not done yet. You show life that it's not going to break you because you're stronger than the punches it throws at you. You see, strength isn't about how much weight you can lift in the gym. Strength is about how much pain you can endure and still keep moving forward. It's about pushing yourself when you have nothing left. When the clock is ticking, when the pressure is on, when everything is on the line, you have to stand tall and be strong. I've faced losses, I've faced criticism, and I've faced personal battles that nobody knew about. But every time life delivered a blow, I didn't sit there and feel sorry for myself. I stood up, I took the punch, and I kept fighting. That's what champions do. They don't back down when the odds are stacked against them. They rise up. I know it's hard, trust me, I know. But here's the thing, you are stronger than you think. The only thing that can stop you is your own willingness to quit. When life hits, don't quit. Don't give up. Be strong. Fight back with everything you've got Strength comes from within, but it also comes from the decisions you make. Every time you get knocked down, you decide whether or not you get up. And let me tell you, the stronger you get at getting back up, the more you'll realize that life's punches only make you stronger. Now, I want you to understand something very clearly. Being strong doesn't mean you won't get hurt. It doesn't mean you won't feel pain. It doesn't mean you won't doubt yourself. Strength is in how you handle those moments of weakness. Strength is in pushing forward even when you feel like giving up. It's in the decision to keep fighting even when you're bruised, broken, and exhausted. I've faced moments where the weight of expectations was crushing. The pressure to succeed, to always be at my best, it was overwhelming. And there were days when I thought about walking away, but I couldn't because I knew something deep down I was built for this. Every challenge, every setback, every punch I took was preparing me for the next level. And it's the same for you. Life's challenges aren't there to destroy you. They're there to build your strength. What I want you to realize is this: strength isn't about avoiding pain. It's about embracing it and growing through it. You are going to go through tough times. You're going to feel broken. But when you come out on the other side, you'll be stronger than you were before. That's the power of adversity. That's the power of pain. It's shaping you into someone who can handle anything that comes their way. When you get knocked down, it's okay to feel hurt. It's okay to take a moment. But the key is, don't stay down. Don't let that moment define you. You define yourself. Get up, keep fighting, keep moving forward, because you're capable of more than you realize. I've seen what happens when you give up. It's not a pretty sight. You lose your fire, you lose your passion, you lose the person you were meant to become. But if you can stay strong, if you can stand up and keep pushing, I promise you that you'll come out stronger on the other side. Every setback is an opportunity to rise. Every failure is a lesson that makes you better. Every hit life takes at you is just another step toward your greatness. I want you to hear me loud and clear. Strength is not about being perfect. It's not about never feeling pain or never making mistakes. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, you can take it. You can handle it. You will get through it. Because every time life hits you, it's testing your resolve, your heart, your character. And you know what? You're passing those tests every single time you keep going. When I was in my prime, I was facing the best players in the world. I had to face the pressure, the fatigue, the expectations of an entire nation on my shoulders. And there were times I didn't know how much longer I could keep going. But I realized something. The only thing that can break me is my own mind. The only thing that could stop me was if I quit, if I stopped believing that I could push through. But I didn't. I kept fighting. And that's what you need to do too. You're going to want to quit. You're going to want to give in to the pain, to the voices in your head telling you that you're not good enough, that you can't keep going. But I'm here to tell you, ignore those voices. You don't need to listen to them. You're better than that. You're stronger than that. Every time you get knocked down, you get a choice. You choose whether you stay down or you choose to get back up and keep fighting. And that's the most important choice you'll ever make. Because the more you get up, the stronger you get. The more you fight, the more you become unstoppable. Strength doesn't come from avoiding the storm. It comes from surviving it. The greatest athletes, the greatest leaders, the greatest people in history, they're the ones who survived the toughest battles. They're the ones who fought through the pain, through the doubt, through the criticism, and they came out stronger. So when life hits you, and it will, remember this, it's not about how hard you get hit. It's about how hard you can take the hit and keep moving forward. It's about showing life that you can handle whatever it throws at you. And every time you do that, you become a little bit more invincible. Now, let's get to the most important thing of all. When life hits you, you have to believe in your strength, even when you don't feel strong. It's in those moments when you feel the most broken that you need to trust that your inner power is bigger than the problem in front of you. It's easy to be strong when everything is going well. But real strength is measured when things aren't going your way. When the pressure is on, when you're exhausted, when you're questioning everything, that's when your true strength shows up. It's when you push through the pain, when you keep going despite the setbacks, that's when you prove to yourself what you're really made of. You will face adversity, but know this, you have everything inside you to overcome it. You don't need to be perfect and you don't need to have it all figured out. What you need is the strength to keep moving forward, even when you feel like giving up. Because when you keep going, that's when you realize that you're stronger than you ever thought possible. Strength is not just about the big moments, it's about the small moments too. It's about the decision you make every single day to keep going, to not let life break you. It's about the courage to keep pushing even when it feels like the world is against you. And that's the kind of strength that makes you unstoppable. So here's what I want you to take from this. Don't let life's punches define you. Don't let setbacks and failures stop you. Let them fuel you. Every time you get knocked down, stand up even stronger. You are built for this. And the more you stand tall in the face of adversity, the stronger you'll become. Be strong. Keep fighting. And no matter how hard life hits you, remember you are more than capable of handling it. Let me tell you something straight. It's going to be hard. Not sometimes, not occasionally, always. Life doesn't play fair. It doesn't give you what you want just because you dream about it. It tests you, it breaks you, it throws obstacles in your path that you never saw coming. And if you think success comes easy, if you think it's smooth, clean, and perfect, you're in for a rude awakening. Because the truth is, every path worth walking will challenge you more than you ever thought you could endure. I know because I've lived it. When people see me, they see the highlights, the trophies, the championships, the moments that define an era. But what they don't see are the countless times life slapped me in the face. They don't see the pain, the heartbreak, the doubt. There were days when nothing went right. Days when my body was screaming, when my mind was exhausted, when I questioned if I could keep going. Life didn't care about my goals, my dreams, or my name. Life tested me anyway. But here's what I learned. Difficulty is not the enemy. Difficulty is the proof you're on the right path. If it's easy, it won't change you. If it's easy, it won't shape you into the person you're meant to become. I was cut from my high school team. That moment crushed me. It felt like the world telling me you're not good enough. But instead of letting it end me, I let it fuel me. I went back into the gym. I worked harder than ever before. Because I knew if life was going to make it this difficult, I had to become stronger than the difficulty itself. And let me tell you something, it never got easier. Every new level brought a new struggle. Every victory carried new expectations, new pressure, new weight. But instead of running from it, I embraced it because the struggle meant I was alive. The struggle meant I was growing. So hear me now. Life is going to challenge you. It's going to push you to the breaking point. It's going to surprise you with pain, loss, and failure. And in those moments when you're standing on the edge, ready to give up, that's when you have to believe in yourself more than ever. It will be hard, harder than you think. But if you keep going, if you refuse to quit, the same life that tried to break you will be the one that crowns you. Life doesn't warn you before it hits. It doesn't say, get ready, tomorrow will be hard. No, it blindsides you. It takes away people you love. It robs you of opportunities you thought were certain. It shakes your confidence when you need it most. And in those moments, you'll feel lost. I know because I've been there. I've felt the weight of failure pressing down on me. The critic saying he's done, he can't do it anymore. I've stared at the ceiling late at night, asking myself, do I still have it? Can I still fight? Or is this the moment I let go? The truth. Life doesn't care who you are. It doesn't matter if you're Michael Jordan or the kid no one knows. Life will test you all the same. But here's the difference. Some people let those moments define them, and others use those moments to redefine themselves. When I lost, when I broke down, when I doubted myself, I realized something important. The game wasn't just on the court. The real game was in my mind. Could I stay locked in when everything seemed lost? Could I believe in myself when no one else did? That's where greatness is born, not in the victories, but in the chaos, the uncertainty, the storms that try to drown you. And let me tell you, storms will come. Injury, betrayal, defeat, loneliness, all of it. You can't predict it. You can't control it. The only thing you can control is whether or not you keep walking forward when the ground is shaking beneath your feet. I kept walking even when I didn't know where the road was leading, even when I felt like I couldn't take another step, because I believed that beyond the struggle, beyond the pain, there was a version of me waiting, stronger, sharper, unstoppable. That's what life demands from you, to step forward, even when it's dark, to trust yourself, even when doubt screams louder than belief, to keep going, even when every part of you wants to quit. Yes, it will be hard, harder than you can imagine, but the same difficulty that feels like it's destroying you is the very thing building you. Remember that? Life isn't against you, life is shaping you, but only if you choose to stand tall in the storm. Every scar I carried, every wound I suffered, every failure I endured, they weren't signs of weakness. They were proof that I kept moving forward. Proof that no matter how hard life hit me, I refused to stay down. That's the secret. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not some gift you're born with. It's the choice you make every single day. Am I going to let this break me, or am I going to rise from it? I rose. When my body was sore, I pushed through another rep. When my mind was tired, I stayed in the gym a little longer. When the critics said I couldn't, I turned their doubt into fuel. I didn't silence the voices around me by arguing. I silenced them by working, by grinding, by showing up again and again until they had nothing left to say. Because here's the truth, nobody can believe for you. Nobody can carry you through the storm. Nobody can walk that road but you. And that's why believing in yourself is not optional. It's everything. See, faith in yourself is not some cliche, it's survival. Without it, you'll quit at the first sign of struggle. Without it, you'll give up when life throws the unexpected at you. Without it, you'll live your whole life waiting for someone else to save you. But when you believe in yourself, truly, deeply, relentlessly, there's nothing life can throw at you that you can't endure. Because you stop asking, why me? And you start saying, try me. That's what I did. I stopped seeing obstacles as punishments. I started seeing them as tests. Every injury, every loss, every night of doubt was life asking me a question. How bad do you really want it? And my answer was always the same. More than anything, that mindset changed everything. Because the truth is, pain is temporary. Struggle is temporary. But quitting is forever. And I refused to live with that. So when life hit me, I didn't run. I stood tall. I looked it in the eye. I said, you can throw whatever you want at me. I will bend, but I will not break. I will fall, but I will rise again. And that's why I stand here today, not because life was easy, but because I chose to be harder than life itself. So let me leave you with this. Life will not hand you victories. It will not hand you success. It will not hand you peace. If you want something, you're going to have to fight for it every single day. It will be hard, harder than you ever imagined. People will doubt you. People will walk away from you. You will lose, you will hurt, you will question everything. That's life. That's the reality. But here's the choice. You can surrender or you can rise. You can let the struggle bury you, or you can use it to climb higher. I am not Michael Jordan because everything came easy. I am Michael Jordan because when everything got hard, when the world said I couldn't, I kept going anyway. That's what greatness is, not perfection, not never falling. Greatness is falling 1,000 times and standing up 1,001. And that's the same power you have inside you. Don't tell me you can't. Don't tell me it's too much. Don't tell me life is too hard. Of course it's hard. That's the point. The struggle is what makes you strong enough to carry your own greatness. So when life knocks you down, when the weight feels unbearable, when you stand in the dark and the path ahead looks impossible, remember my words. It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth it. You have more inside you than you know. More strength, more fight, more resilience. But you'll never see it if you quit. You'll only find it if you keep moving forward, when every part of you screams to stop. I promise you this, the same life that tests you, that pushes you to your limits, will reward you if you refuse to surrender. So keep walking, keep believing, keep fighting, not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. Life is hard, it always will be, but you are harder. And when you realize that, when you finally understand that the struggle isn't your enemy, but your greatest teacher, nothing, and I mean nothing, will ever stop you. You know my name, you've seen the highlights, the dunks, the trophies, the championships. People look at the end result and call it greatness. But let me tell you the truth, greatness is built on failure. I didn't become who I am because I always won. I became Michael Jordan because I lost over and over again. I missed game-winning shots. I failed to deliver when people were counting on me. I've been trusted with the ball in my hands, and I walked off the court in silence, knowing I let my team down. Do you think that didn't burn inside me? Do you think I didn't feel the weight of disappointment? Every time I walked back to that locker room after a loss, I carried the shame, the anger, the frustration. I replayed every mistake in my head until it haunted me at night. I wasn't born a champion. I had to be forged in the fire of failure. See, people love to celebrate the rings, the MVP titles, the banners hanging in the rafters, but none of that exists without the nights I walked home broken, humiliated, ready to quit. When I was cut from my high school team, that wasn't the end. That was the beginning. When I missed that free throw, when I shot 6 for 30, when I lost a playoff series that everyone expected me to win, that wasn't the end. That was fuel. You think failure defines you? Only if you let it. For me, failure was the hammer that shaped my steel. Every loss carved something inside me. Every mistake forced me to come back sharper, hungrier, more relentless. The truth is, I became obsessed with never letting the same mistake beat me twice. Obsessed with practicing longer than anyone else. Obsessed with turning weakness into strength. And here's the secret. The more I failed, the stronger I became. Because I wasn't afraid of it. I embraced it. I looked failure in the face and said, you won't stop me, you'll teach me. So don't look at my career and think it was a straight line to the top. It wasn't. It was a staircase of failures, one after another, that I climbed until I stood on the summit. I lost again and again. And that's exactly why I won. People think the hardest battles happen on the court. They don't. The hardest battles happen in your mind. When the world doubts you, when you doubt yourself, I've stood at the free throw line with millions watching, but the loudest voices weren't in the arena. They were in my head. You're not good enough. You're gonna miss. You'll choke again. That's the war nobody sees, the one that starts inside. I was expected to be perfect. Every night, every game, reporters waiting to tear me down, fans ready to judge every shot, teammates depending on me to deliver. You think that pressure is easy? You think greatness is glamorous? No, greatness is heavy. It crushes you if you're not strong enough to carry it. And there were nights when I wasn't strong enough. Nights when I went home and stared at the ceiling asking myself, can I keep doing this? Can I take another loss, another failure? I doubted, I feared, I broke. But here's the thing, you don't grow in comfort. You grow in pain. When the critics laughed, when the newspapers wrote I couldn't win without a team, when people said I wasn't clutch, that cut me deeper than any defender ever could. But instead of running from it, I bled with it. I let the pain remind me that I was alive, that I had more to give. Losing taught me something. Winning never could. It taught me humility. It taught me hunger. It taught me that the world doesn't hand you respect. You take it one play at a time, one fight at a time. I remember walking into empty gyms long after practice was over. Everyone else went home. But I stayed. I stayed because I couldn't accept being average. I stayed because failure had scarred me so deeply that I refused to let it be the final word. That's what failure does. If you let it, it either breaks you or it builds you. And I chose to let it build me. So when you see the highlights, when you see me flying through the air, don't just see the glory, see the scars, see the nights of doubt, the anger, the endless hours when no one believed in me but me. I lost again and again, and every loss carried me one step closer to becoming unstoppable. Failure gave me two choices, stay down or rise. And every time I hit the floor, I chose to rise. Not because it was easy, but because I refused to live with regret. You see, losing wasn't the end of my story. It was the beginning of my evolution. Each defeat was a mirror, showing me who I really was, not the superstar, not the image people worship, but the man underneath. And the man underneath had to decide, are you going to let this moment define you, or are you going to redefine yourself? I chose to redefine myself. When I missed shots in the clutch, I went back and shot them 1,000 times in practice. When I got beaten physically, I built my body until no one could overpower me. When teams broke my spirit in the playoffs, I rebuilt it piece by piece until my will was unshakable. I wasn't chasing perfection, I was chasing progress. Perfection is an illusion. Progress is a decision you make every single day. Every bruise, every failure, every sleepless night, they were my training ground. My mistakes weren't a curse, they were my teachers. And every lesson carved me into something harder, sharper, stronger. Greatness isn't talent. Talent can take you to the door. But obsession opens it. And I was obsessed with proving that every failure, every doubt, every scar was worth something. I turned my losses into fire. I turned my doubts into discipline. I turned every voice that said you can't into fuel that screamed inside me, watch me. That's why when the moment came, when the game was on the line and the world held its breath, I wanted the ball, not because I was guaranteed to succeed, but because I had failed so many times before that I wasn't afraid of failing again. And that's the secret. You can't beat the man who's not afraid to lose. You can't break the man who's been broken 100 times and still rises. I didn't run from failure. I ran toward it. I shook its hand. I made it my partner. And together we built the legend you see today. So if you ask me what made me great, I'll tell you the truth, not the trophies, not the highlights, not the applause. What made me great was losing again and again, and refusing to stay down. So here's the truth. My story isn't about basketball. It's about life. And life will beat you down harder than any opponent ever could. It will embarrass you, humble you, strip you of everything you thought you had. But when that happens, when you lose, when you fail, when the world points its finger at you and says you're done, that's the moment you get to decide who you really are. I lost again and again, but I refused to accept that as the end. Every failure became a step. Every step became momentum, and momentum became greatness. Listen to me, failure is not your enemy. Comfort is, fear is, quitting is, failure is the greatest ally you will ever have if you learn to use it. You want to be great, then you better be ready to suffer, to bleed, to lose sleep, to fall on your face and stand back up with fire in your eyes. Because greatness doesn't live in the highlight reels. It lives in the shadows, where nobody's watching, where it's just you, your demons, and your decision to keep going. That's what I want you to remember. Not the championships, not the rings. Remember the man who missed. Remember the man who fell short. Remember the man who failed over and over and refused to give up. Because that's not just my story, that's your story too. You're gonna lose, you're gonna fail, people are gonna doubt you, laugh at you, call you crazy, good, let them. That's fuel. That's the spark that can either burn you down or ignite you. The difference between the ones who make it and the ones who don't. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's not gifts, it's resilience. It's the refusal to quit. It's the decision to rise one more time than you fall. So the next time you fail, don't hide from it, don't run from it. Look it in the eye and say, thank you, you just made me stronger. I'm not here to tell you that you'll never lose. I'm here to tell you that if you keep going, if you refuse to let failure define you, one day people will look at you the way they looked at me and they'll only see the greatness. They won't see the scars, but you'll know what it took. And when that day comes, you'll stand tall, not because you never lost, but because you lost again and again and you never surrendered.